Okay, so is my screen visible, guys? Yes, no? Are we good to start? Okay, Darshini, thank you for confirming. Okay, today we are going to discuss. Okay, let us do a small recap about the yesterday's topic. So yesterday we were discussing about the instance context with respect to inheritance, right? So instance context, it has been categorized into instance blocks. We have instance methods and we have instance variables, right? So one thing you have to remember always with respect to instance context, one thing you have to remember, right? Especially when you are working with instance blocks and instance variables, they are recognized and executed just before executing the respective class constructor. Okay, in every class there will be a constructor, there will be a default constructor, or there will be a user defined constructor. It has to get executed, it has to get executed. Okay, it will get executed the moment you create the object, but the point here is, before executing that constructor, okay, if there is any instance block, that will be executed. If there is any instance variable, that will be executed first, then the concept of constructor will come into the picture, right? And as usual, the blocks, instance methods, they are executed just by calling the respective methods. Very simple. We need to remember few points, that's it, right? And one more thing, static variables, and what is the important thing that you have to remember about the static context, especially static blocks and static variables. They are recognized and executed at the time of loading the .class file to the JVM. There is a lot of difference. Okay, this static context is recognized much before the program execution. I can also say that the static context is getting recognized much before the program execution, at the time of loading the .class file. At the time of loading the .class file. Okay, so these blocks and variables are recognized first always, then the instance blocks. Ideally, if you understand one thing, these instance blocks and instance variables, they cannot be recognized if you don't create constructor. Definitely constructor needs to be there. The concept of constructor has to be there to recognize instance blocks and instance variables. Yes or no? If you do not have constructors, if you don't have constructor thing, okay, so there is no scope for this instance blocks and variables. Okay, there should be a constructor. So when you have the constructor, this becomes visible. When you don't have constructor, this becomes invisible. Okay, if you have any confusion, you can repeat the previous videos. Okay, today we are going to discuss something about the super keyword. Okay, the name itself says super, means the topic is going to be super. Okay, super keyword in Java. Super keyword in Java. Okay, what is the importance of super keyword? First of all, okay, why there is a super keyword in Java? First of all, actually, what is a super keyword? The question is, what is a super keyword? Okay, the super keyword in Java is a reference variable which is used to refer immediate parent class object. I can simply say that the super keyword in Java is a reference variable. Reference what? It's a reference variable, okay, which is used to what? It is used to refer immediate, let me give a space here, immediate parent class object. Parent class object. Okay, so usages. Sir, what does it really mean? So I have just mentioned that the super keyword in Java is a reference variable which is used to refer immediate parent class object. I will explain you. I will give you the complete justification for this. But let us talk about the usages also. Let us complete the theory part. Where you can use this super keyword. First point to be noted. It can be used to refer immediate parent class instance variables. Immediate parent class instance variables. First point. Second point, okay, it can be used to Same thing, let me copy the same thing and paste it here. Can be used to refer immediate parent class instead of variables methods. Immediate parent class methods. Okay, now the third point. Okay, super. Okay, this is something. Okay, so here I am referring to just what, let me replace this. This is just a keyword, this is just a super keyword, this is super class constructor code. The moment I specify this simple brackets, what does it mean? So this is talking about the super class constructor code. Okay, this keyword along with this simple brackets, okay, is meant to define in a Java constructor. Okay, this is applicable only for the constructor. Without brackets, it is applicable. It can be applicable for instance method. It can be also can be applicable for instance variables. Okay, same thing. I am copying it and pasting it here. Okay, super keyword can be used to refer immediate parent class constructor. That's it. That's it. If you understand this programmatically, the concept of super keyword is completed. So we need to understand this programmatically. Okay, how this can be understood programmatically, we will see one by one. Right? Shall we go? Are we good to go? Yes, no? Everyone type yes in the chat box so that I will ensure that you people are interactive. Come on, everyone type yes in the chat box. Good, good, good. Okay, stay focused. I will give the justification for all these 3 points that I have just specified. Okay, so in the notepad, I want to take a small class. Let us reduce this class into one piece. Let me remove this constructor also. We don't want all these things. Okay, let the name of the class is test. Okay, let me remove all this. So I have two classes here, guys. Okay, one is class A, second one is test class. Okay, so inside the class A, I am taking two variables here. I'm taking what? Two variables here. Integer I equal to 100, integer j equal to 200. Okay, focus here. Class A, inside the class A, I have defined how many variables? Two variables. Okay, so I have another class test. Okay, let me take like this. Let me take a class B so that there will be no confusion. Okay, now I can clearly say that I have class A, I have class B, and I have class test. Okay, when I ask you which is the main class here, what is your answer? Which is the main class among these three classes? Come on, type the name of the main class here. I hope you will answer this. What is the name of the main class? Come on, come on. Test class is the name of the main class. Okay, don't take much time to think about this. Okay, why test class is the main class? It has the main method, right? Always remember, if I ask you about the main class means that whenever any class is having the main method, that class is going to be a main class. Okay, now see, this class B is extending here. Class B is extending here. And inside class B, now focus guys, I am taking the same variables. Variable names are same. Variable names are same, but the values are something like 1000, 2000. Right? And again, one more modification I want to do to understand this topic. Now I am taking a constructor B constructor, okay, and I am taking the same variables integer I comma integer j, integer I comma integer j. Inside this I am keeping a statement system dot out dot println. Okay, I want to print the values of I and j. Okay, program has been constructed successfully. What is the subject that we are going to get from this program? That is the question. Okay, this is the program, just constructor. Okay, now focus. We will apply all the subject that we have learned till now. We are going to implement all the knowledge that we have learned till now. Okay, how many classes I have? I have class A, I have class B, I have, okay, and I have class test. Okay, if I have to give this class to you, if I have to give this program to you, okay, you should not think about anything. Okay, you should not confuse yourself. You should think only one thing. What is that one thing? Is there any instructions inside the main method? Okay, there are no instructions inside the main method, right? First thing, first you need to look at the main method. There are no instructions. Secondly, we also need to look at if there are any static variables or static blocks, right? So there are no static blocks, no static variables. Second thing that you have to look, right? Third thing, what do we actually have? Okay, we have class A, integer I, j 200, and we have class B, and inside that I have some variables I, j, right? So the values are different, but variable names are same. Now see what is happening. I'm creating the constructor B obj equal to new B. I'm passing values like 10, 20. Okay. So okay, this is my program. Okay. So can anyone tell me what is the output if I run this code? Is there anyone who can help me with the answer? I'm not sure. I'm asking you. Okay, even I don't know. I'm asking you. Is there anyone who can help me with the output? If I run this code, is there anyone who can help me with the output? Come on, who is that? Who is the person who is going to help me? Yes, 10, 20. Ratna is saying 10, 20. Do you agree with Ratna Kumar? Everyone? Or you don't know? Okay, I will tell you. Now focus. Let me open command prompt. Okay, let us check if the Ratna is correct or not. Okay, then we will start. Then we will do the tracing. Okay, Java C space test dot. I'm not sure if I have saved this code or not. Okay. Java C space. I'm sorry. Java cd space Java 3. Okay, Java C space test dot Java. Okay, Java space test. So 10, 20. Ratna is correct. Okay, let us appreciate Ratna is correct. 10, 20. Why we are getting 10, 20? Krishna Prasad is also correct. Why we are getting 10, 20? 10, 20 here? See, we are calling a constructor, guys. Focus here. We are calling what? We are calling a constructor. Before even calling a constructor, we are creating an object. Okay, object's creation is happening behind the scenes, right? After that, we are calling a constructor and we are passing values 10, 20, right? This 10, 20. Okay, let me take you to the paint screen for the better tracing. This is our code. Okay, so there will be a compilation and there will be the execution, and as soon as the execution is started and the main thread will be created, all the instructions inside the main method will get executed. We have only one instruction here. We have what? We have only one instruction. This instruction is what? The object creation. Okay, because of the new keyword, object will be created. Okay, and the reference variable name is what? The obj, right? Obj, right? And just think a bit. Okay, this obj is of what type? This obj is of what type? This obj is of B type, right? Obj is of B type. Okay, so this object is going to allocate memory for all the instance variables that is available inside the class B. Okay, inside the class B, how many instance variables are there, guys? How many instance variables are there? Only 2 instance variables. Class level variables I'm talking about, right? So I equal to 1000, j equal to 2000, right? Now focus one more thing. Okay, and this B class is extending to class A. This B class is extending to what? Class A. So again, internally, okay, there is an extends keyword. There is an extends keyword, and there is another object. Okay, this object belongs to class A, right? Again, these as 2 variables, I equal to 100, j equal to 100. These are the internal things. Since we are using extends keyword, okay, this is how it could be imagined from the memory point of view. Okay, now okay, till here we are done. Till here we are done till here. Okay, now we are calling what? We are calling a constructor, B constructor, and we are passing values 10, 20. Yes or no? We are passing values 10, 20. Which means, don't you think that we are calling this constructor? And what are the values that we are passing? 10, 20, right? This 10, 20 will be assigned to the local variables. Okay, just keep one thing, remember one thing in mind. Any variables that are inside the class, outside the constructor, or outside the method, they are called as instance variables. So these variables are always called as instance variables. Okay, any variables that are part of a constructor or part of a Java method, they are called as local variables. Just understand this differentiation. Okay, these are the instance variables. Why these are the instance variables? Because they are inside the class but outside the method, outside the constructor. So they are called as instance variables. When I say local, they are inside the constructor. The values that you are passing here, they are localized, which means these values are assigned to a variables. Which variables? Local variables, right? So this 10 will be assigned to this I, local I, right? And 20 will be assigned to local j, right? And again, what we are doing inside, we are printing the value of I and j. First priority will be given to the local variables. So 10, 20 will be printed. Are you getting this? These are localized. These are not even part of this object. These are not even part of this object. These are local, right? So okay. So far understood. You are saying that if I pass 10, 20, we are output is what? If I pass 10, 20, directly this will give priority to the local variables, which is 10, 20. 10, 20 are passed to these variables. These are the variables. These are the variable names that is representing the local variables. These are localized. So 10, 20 is printed. But I want to print 1000 and 2000. What can I do? If I want to print 1000 and 2000, I want to skip printing the local variables, but I want to print 1000 and 2000. We want to do that. Okay, before this, just use this dot I, this dot j. The moment you use this keyword, it will skip considering the local variables. Instead, it will print the variables inside the class level, which are instance variables. This means it will print the instance variables. If I run this code, the output has to be what? The output has to be 1000 and 2000. See, 1000 and 2000. Okay, the moment you use this keyword, let me copy this. Okay, so this is the statement inside the constructor. Instead of this one, let me remove this. Now I have just did some manipulation, some modification. Okay, I am trying to use what? I want to do this. I'm using this keyword. Okay, the moment you use this keyword, it means you are trying to print the instance variables. It will skip printing local variables. This will be skipped. This will not be considered. Priority will be given for the class level variables 1000, 2000. Right? The moment you are using this keyword, this means the current object. Always remember. This means current object. What is the current object? This obj is the current object. What are the values inside the obj? I equal to 100, j equal to, I equal to 1000, j equal to 2000. Okay, that's why the values are 1000 and 2000. So differentiation. See, the idea is all the variable names are same, ij, and ij. How can we differentiate? How we can convey a message to the JVM saying that I want you to print only the local variables. Okay, how can I convey that? Just give I and j. Priority will be given to local variables. Now I want to convey, hey JVM, do not even think about printing the local variables. Print instance variables. Means, how can I convey? By using this keyword, this dot I, this dot j. Now I am instructing JVM. Hey JVM, please remember, I do not want to print local as well as instance. I want to print superclass variables. What can I do? Just give the super keyword. Super dot I and super dot j. The moment I give this, now see, it is the differentiation that we are specifying it to the JVM, so that the JVM will understand which variables needs to be printed in the console, or which variable needs to be considered. Okay, 100, 200. Right? Now you understand the importance of super keyword. Now you see, the moment I give this, okay, let us go to the paint screen. Let me remove this. Another manipulation I have just done, right? This is another manipulation. Okay, so what I am doing, super dot a. Super dot means super class. So this is the current, this means the current object. Super means this one. Super, this is referring to super, because we are using extends keyword now. So super. So what are we are trying to print? Super dot I means 100. Super dot j means again, what is it? I'm sorry, this should be 200, supposed to be 200. Sometimes I do a lot of mistakes. Never mind. Okay, 200. Now you got to know the importance of super keyword. Okay, now see the definition. Let us go back to the definition. Super can be used to refer immediate parent class instance variables. Immediate what? Immediate parent class instance variables. Okay, don't you think that if I use super keyword, immediate parent class, what is immediate parent class? Which is the parent of A? Which is the parent of B? A is a parent class. What we are referring, super dot I, which means there is a parent class. Okay, there will be a variable I. Print that. Super dot j means there is a parent class and there is a variable I. Print that value. If I don't use super, okay, what are the values that it is? Okay, you may be getting confused. Okay, let me remove this. I will make it more simple. Okay, now what I am trying to do, integer I equal to 20, integer j equal to 30. Okay, same thing I did, but instead of passing values from the constructor, remember one thing, the values that you are passing here are always local values. Remember that. Okay, so I did a small modification. Okay, now I want you to answer it. Okay, you can take time, but answer it to me. So this dot I, this dot j, right, and super dot I, super dot j. Okay, so let me send this code in the chat box. If I run this code, what is the output? Anyone who can answer this, take your time. Take your time and answer. Okay, I am calling one constructor. So this is a constructor call. So this constructor will get executed. Okay, this is something that needs to print what preference to the local variables. Think what are the local variables. I know you can identify the local variables. You can identify the class level instance variables. Class level instance variables. Okay, and also you can identify the super class level instance variables. Come on. Good, Ratna. 20, 30. Everyone agree with Ratna? 1000, 2000, 100, 200. What about others? Only Ratna is answering. Darshini, I'm not getting answers. Yashwant, Samyukta, Jyoti and Jyoti, yes. Krishna Prasad. What about others? Vijaykanth. Vijaykanth has answered. Okay. What about others? Yeah, very simple now. So see, let me run this code. You are finding difficulties here. See, 20, 30, 1000, 2000, 100, 200. What we are actually doing, we are calling a constructor, B constructor we are calling. Forget about the internal things. Okay, just look at the code. We are calling B constructor. Okay, inside the B constructors, any variables that you are defining inside a constructor or inside a method, they are always called as local variables because they are localized. Local is called local variables. Okay, look at the first statement. Okay, idea here is this constructor, the whole constructor needs to be executed. But okay, after these two lines, first line, first system dot outer println statement is what? I want to print ij. Okay, ij, I is already there, 20, 30. So priority will be given to the local variables. Local variables are printed. Okay, so output is 10, 20. Right. Secondly, this dot I, this dot j. When I say this dot I, it means the class level variables. This dot I. Okay, you are giving the instructions to the main thread. Okay, saying that you can print I and j, but make sure that they are in the class level. Okay, this is the class level. Class level variables. Why class level? They are inside the class, but outside but outside of constructors and methods. So the output is what? 1000 and 2000. Third point, super dot I, super dot j means super class level. Super class. So this is the current class, extends A. This is the super class. We want to print values of super class ij, 100, 200. That's why 100, 200. You might be thinking there is a duplication here. We are using same variables name. No, this is not a duplication. Duplication, but in different scopes. This is super class scope. This is current class scope. This is local scope. Duplication can happen in different scopes, but this is not possible. Integer I equal to 3000. Okay, now this I is duplicated. I cannot duplicate a variable name in the same scope. Understand my point? So all these three variables are inside the class scope. Within the class scope, I cannot duplicate. I can't duplicate. I can duplicate in different scope. Okay, here is I. This I is in class level scope, and here also there is an I variable. This is in local scope. Duplication is possible, but within the same scope, I cannot duplicate. This is not possible. Making sense? Okay, when you find variables, when you find same variable names in different scopes, okay, if you want to access a specific variable, okay, which has the common identity in different scopes, what does it really mean? There is an I, there is also an I, and there is also an I. Okay, and how can we specify that the respective variable needs to be accessed during the execution? By using this keyword, or by using super keyword, or just by not using any kind of keywords. If you are not using any kind of keywords, local. What is it? Local. If you are using this, what? Class level. If you are using super class level. Now I have one doubt, guys. I have one doubt. Okay, are we good so far, everyone? I have one doubt. Good. Sorry for not responding to it. Okay. Are we good so far, everyone? Yes, no. Okay, I have one doubt. Please clarify my doubt. I want you to clarify. I'm removing this. Okay. I'm also removing this. Okay, let me remove this. Now we become expert. We do not have to think about this, right? Okay, so for the time being, let me copy this and paste it in the what is it? Example 1. Okay, example 1. Now see, so these two variables are local variables. Okay, I just want to remove these local variables. Okay. Okay, so there is no concept of local variables here. Yes or no? No local variables here. But there are class level variables, but there are super class level variables. If I run this code, will I get error or will I get any output? Please clarify this doubt to me. I hope you're able to I hope you're getting my question. If I run this code, okay, I just mentioned you that this is going to give preference to the local variables, right? First priority is for local variables, but there are no variables with the name name ing. It is not specified locally, but still I want to do this. Is it possible or not possible? What do you think? What are your insights? What are your thoughts on this? Do we get output or do we get error? Are you getting my question? Just answer to this. Are you getting my question? Yes, no? Answer for my question. Have you got my question? Do you understand my question? Now you can answer. If you understand my question, the answer can be two things. We will get output or we will get error. That's my question. Everyone, some mixed answers or mixed responses are there. See guys, let me run this. Since I have this doubt, okay, even I am not sure. See, now see the answer. See the beauty of this concept. 1000, 2000, 1000, 2000. See what is happening. You are saying ij. The JVM will check if there is any local variable. If there is any local variable with ing. Okay, there is no such variables defined. Okay, then it will give priority to the class level variables. Okay, 1000, 2000 will be printed. Priority is going to change. Priority will be changed. Okay, now what you are doing, you are specific now. Now in the second instruction, you are being very specific. How you are specific? You are saying this dot I. It means definitely it should be a class level. Definitely 1000, 2000 will be printed. Third one is also very specific. Super dot I, super dot j, 100, 200. What does it really mean? Okay, if you do not have local variables, priority will be moved to the class level variables. Priority will move to what? Priority will move to the class level. Then what if you don't have class level variables? Second question, another doubt. Now I am removing class level variables. This time I do not have local variables, I do not have class level variables, but my intention is to run this code to check what will be the output. Okay, this is specifying about local. Local variable is not there. Of course, the control will check in the class level. Of course, it is also not there. Now, don't you think that the control will go to the super class level and print this? Will this really work? Will this really work? See, 100, 200, 100, 200, 100, 200. Why 100, 200? Inheritance concept. Inheritance concept. ij is not in the current class. Values are not there. Okay. Main thread will do what? It will jump to the class level. But poor main thread, it is not able to find this ij in the class also. What it will do? It will jump to the super class level. It has found ij. 100, 200 will be printed. Okay. Now this dot I, this dot j. This dot I, definitely it will look into the class. We are specification, direct specification. Definitely it is going to look in the class level. It is not there in the class level. But I have already said in inheritance, all the properties of the parent class, all these properties are available or can be inherited for the child class. Right? It doesn't mean that if you define some variable the parent property, it is not available only to the parent. It is also available to the child. Because your parent's property is your property. Right? So that's why this is inherited. Indirectly, these values are getting inherited to the class B. Okay, that's why the values 100, 200 getting displayed in the console. Now very specific, super dot I, super dot j. Okay, now this will be printed. Okay, so the conclusion. If you are defining a variable, okay, if the variable is not available in the local, we'll check in the class level. It's not available in the class level, it will check in the super class level. Are you getting this? Now see, I am removing this now. Okay, I am removing this now. Now see what is happening. If I run this code, compiler is going to correct. See how many errors we got. You want to print ing, but you do not want to assign any values. You do not want to declare anything. Okay, here we want to print something like ing. Okay, main thread will check if there is any ing in the current local scope. It is not there. That will check in the class level. It is not there. It will check in the super class. It is not there. It is nowhere defined. We have just cheated the main thread. So this is not at all accepted, right? That's why we got an error. At least if you define one value in the super class, integer I equal to 100, integer j equal to 200. It will fetch each and every scope. First fetch in the local scope, not available, no worries, check in the class scope, not available, no worries, check in the super class scope. Available, print that. 100, 200. Second thing, second line. This dot type, very specific. Check in the class scope. Now this time it will not check in the local scope. Directly we check in the class scope. It is not there. No worries. We have a parent. They might be having this. Values are available 100, 200. Right now directly we are specifying superclass. Directly jump to the superclass and check available, print. Are you understanding the step-by-step flow, control flow? First local step, then class level step, then superclass level step. Getting this, everyone? Importance of super keyword with respect to variables. Hello? Are you getting this? Everyone answer. Please be proactive, guys. Huh? Okay. So try to do some practice. It is not a confused oriented topic, okay? This is object oriented topic. So don't get any confusion. Okay, first local. Okay, priority will be like local. Second one is class level. Third one is super class level. As simple as that. Right? Okay, the next topic is what? So this is giving a lot of justification now, right? I hope, where is it? And this is giving a lot of justification. Now let us discuss about this. Super keyword can be used to refer immediate parent class instance methods this time. Instance method. Now see the beauty of methods. Okay, let me remove this constructor. We are done with the constructors. We remove variables. Okay, now we are one step upward. Okay, we want to discuss about what methods this time. Methods. Okay, and I am taking a method void m1 method. Okay, and I want to print something. When this method is getting accessed, I want to print something in the console so that you will get to know that that method is getting accessed. Okay, this is the information that I want to put m1 method. Okay, or m1 of class A, m1a. Okay, let us keep it very simple. Okay, so inside the class A, I have a method m1, and inside class B, I am taking a method m2 method. Right now, you see, guys, this is m2 of B. Okay, to execute this m2 method, ideally the statement is b obj object needs to be created. To execute instance methods or instance variables, object is mandatory. By using this reference variable, I want to do what? I want to execute m2 method. Now, what is the output if I run this code? Obviously, m2b is going to be displayed on the console. Anyone with eyes can say this, right? So, m2b is getting displayed on the console. Okay, now see, I am doing a small modification here. Try to recognize this modification. Not a modification. I want to place an, I want to call a method from m2. Okay, so I want to call m1 method. Right? So here m2 method call is happening. So the control will jump to the m2 method. So first instruction is this will be displayed. And again here I am calling m1 method. Right? If I run this code, what will be the output? Come on, answer. I want answers from everyone. If I run this code, what do you think that the output is going to be, guys? I'm calling a method inside a method. M2b, Vijayakant says M2b. What about others? Vijayakant says M2b. Right. Good, Vijayakant. Do you agree with Vijayakant? Or do you agree with Vijayakant or do you agree with Ratna Kumar? Who is correct? Ratna Kumar has a different answer. Vijayakant has a different answer. Samyukta says M1A, M2B. Okay, everyone are giving mixed answers. What about others? Only 3 guys are answering. Let me keep this program for you. Okay. Anyone? Apart from good mixed answers. M1A, M2B, M2B. Okay, let me run this code. Thank you for your answers. And now I have to run this code. Sorry, I did not save this. Java C space test.java. So M2B and M1A is the right answer. Why this is the right answer? That we need to do the tracing. Okay, Ratna Kumar changed his answer. This is the answer. Okay, Vijaykanth, the good Vijaykanth. M2B, M1A. Okay, now you see, very simple. So we are calling M2 method on top of object OBJ, object reference, right? So this M2 method will be called, the first instruction inside the M2 method is what? M2. Okay, let me copy this in the pencil. Very simple guys, this one, huh? See, so we have all these things: main method, main thread, main method. Main thread get access to the instructions inside the main method. First instruction is object creation. Don't worry about this now for now because we have no variables. Second one is on top of obj, we are calling the method m2. Okay. Now this control will jump to what? Obj is of what type, guys? First, always try to analyze. Obj is of what type? B type. Right? So you are giving an instruction. Okay, after this obj.m2, you are calling obj.m2. You are saying that check for the m2 method in the class B. Is there any m2 method inside the class B? There is an m2 method inside the class B. There is an m2 method inside the class B. Right? Now this main thread will get access to this m2 method which is inside the class B. Yes, right? Then it will execute all the instructions. What is the first instruction? M2B. Yes or no? M2B is the first instruction. Okay. What is the second instruction? Let me remove this. First instruction is M2B. Okay. Second instruction is what? Again there is a method call. Again there is a method call M1. Okay. Now main thread will check for the M1 method. Firstly, it will check for the M1 method inside the class B. It keeps checking for M1 method inside the class B. Is there any M1 method inside the class B? There is no M1 method. Then it will worry. The main thread will worry. There is no M1 method, but the end user wants to call M1 method. The main thread will worry for some time. And after that, what will happen? Oh, he has used the extends keyword. Let us check the M2 method in the class A. Then it will go to the class A. It will check for the M1 method. It will execute this instruction. What is the instruction? M1A. You must understand, firstly the checking is happening in the child class, then the checking is happening in the parent class because of this extends keyword. M1 method has been found in the parent class, yes or no? M1 method has been identified in the parent class. What is the only one instruction that is there inside the M1 method? What is it? M1A is displayed in the console. Then the return call. What is the return call? It was sent from here to here. It has to come back here. It has to come back to here. Then the main thread will be destroyed. Output is M2B. Okay, we know this already. Why we are discussing this once again? That's the question. We know this already. Why we want to discuss this once again? Now we will understand the power of super keyword. Okay, now you see. Okay, now by chance, if I place another M1 method, okay, now it is not a duplication, guys. By chance, if I place another M1 method, now this time M1B. This time M1B. I have placed another M1 method, this time M1B. Just to follow this flow, this main thread is trying to look for a particular method firstly in the current classes or no? Firstly in the current class, then in the super class. Firstly in the current class, then the super class. That is the flow. Okay. Now, okay, there will be a change in the output. There will be some changes in the output. Okay, I am calling M1 method. Which M1 method will be executed? This M1 method or this M1 method? Okay, now you answer me. Now you tell me. For this I have explained you so much only for this. Now you give me the answer. Which what? Okay, Ratna Kumar says M2B, M1B and M1A. What about others? What about others? You want me to show the program? Okay, I'm showing the program for you. Okay, tell me. Think and answer me. Even I don't know, guys. You want to help me? Come on. Sagar says M1B, Vijaykant says M2B, M1B, M2B. What about others? Only 3 guys are responding. Darshini, Kashwant, Jyoti and Samyukta. I'm expecting answers from you guys. Waiting for you, or else you can say please something like don't know, anything, whatever it is. Because I am under the impression that you people are trying to put the answers. I'm waiting for you guys. I will wait until you answer. Huh? M2B, M1B. Just says M2B, M1A. Okay, so you people, okay, good that you're answering. Okay, let me run this code. So M2B, M1B, I don't know, I don't think if anyone has these answers, I appreciate them. M2B, M1B. Good, Darshini. Okay, Darshini, you have the right answer. Amikta, you have the right answer. Sashwant, you have a right answer. M2B, M1, Sashwant, you have a wrong answer. No worries. M2B, M1B is the answer. Right? Samikta, right answer. Ratna, wrong answer, but I appreciate your proactiveness. Okay, now you see the power of super keyword. Okay, so even we haven't used any super keyword here. See, you may get this question in the interview room, so try to pay some attention here. Okay, this is our code. Okay, so now see, I am calling what obj on top of obj reference. I am calling m2 method, right? So obj is of what type? Obj is of b type, right? So this m2 method will be fetched in the firstly it will be fetched in the class B. In the class B, the main thread will try to find for m2 method. Okay, and it will be very happy to find this m2 method. It has been found. All the instructions inside the m2 method will get executed. Only one instruction is, what is the first instruction? M2B. So obviously M2B will be displayed. The first thing is M2 will be displayed in the console. Okay, the question is, what is the second instruction? Second instruction is we are calling M1. Yes or no? Second instruction is we are calling something like M1. Okay, always it will look for the M1 method. It will try to give priority in the current class. Is there any M1 method inside the current class? What is the current class here? B class is the current. Inside the B class, there is already an M2 method. M1 method is already there. So M1B will be executed. That's it. The output is M2B and M1B. M2B, M1B. Are we? Aren't we? Are you getting this? Everyone? First, it will give priority in the current class. Okay, if it is identifying the current class, then it will look for the super class. Okay, now my question is, now you see the power of super keyword. Okay, I do not want to print something from the current class. I want to print this M1 method. I want to print the logic of the M1 method that is defined in the super class. Okay, even if I try to execute now, obviously this will be executed. This M1 method will be executed, but I do not want to execute this M1. I want to execute this M1. I want to execute this M1 super class method. Then I will be using what? Super.m1. Power of super keyword. If I do this, the answer is now completely what? M2B, M1A. Am I correct or am I wrong? Where is the proof? Java C space test Java M2B, M1A. The moment I do super, okay, directly we are saying that JVM thread, main thread, do not search for M1 method in the current class. Directly go to the super class. You will find M1 method, print that, execute that. I do not want you to execute the M1 method that is placed in the current class. Are you getting this or not? Are you getting this, everyone? Power of super keyword. Just the differentiation, nothing else here. Just the differentiation. You have same method M1 here, same method here. So there is, you're not creating any kind of confusion here. You are being very clear. You are clear, and the JVM main thread is also clever. What main thread thinks, if you're not specifying the super keyword, right, main thread will give priority to the current class M1, right? But if you're specifying super keyword, then you are saying that execute the M1 method that is in the parent class, super class. This will be executed. Okay, even though if you are just directly defining M1, or if you use this dot M1, both are same. If you use this dot M1, again the current class will be given priority, will be given top priority. If you are not using this, same thing, current class M1 will be given. Always priority will be given to the current class method. If it is not finding any method by the name of M1 in the current class, then the priority will be given to the super class. If this M1 is not here, now the answer is, it will find in the current class, it is not able to find. By using the extends keyword, it will jump to the super class, it will able to execute this M1 method. Very simple, right? Right? Let me keep this example for your reference. Example 2. Right? Any questions so far, everyone? Are you getting this? Easy peasy, right? Yes, no? The latest one or what? Yeah. Okay, let's go proceed with the last one. Okay, we have discussed these things already, about especially about this, super constructor call. Okay, people who have missed this constructor topic, you can check my video. I think it is, the video is placed between class 60 to 70, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, complete picture was given there. Okay, I will just repeat this for you once again. Okay, it is going to deal with constructors. Okay, now see, I will take a new paint screen, file new. Okay, now yeah. So if I have class A, okay, inside the class A I have constructor A. Okay, and let me take class B. Inside the class B, I am placing a constructor, B constructor, right? And I am also taking a main method. Okay, so let me extend class A. Public static void main. Just assume that this is a main method. Very simple. Okay, I have two classes. One is I have class A. Okay, and another one is I have class B. These both classes are having a relationship. Easy relationship they are having. Extends keyword I am using. Okay, the moment you submit this code to the compiler, we know the changes, we know the modifications that the compiler is going to do. So what are the modifications? Extends object. Okay, the first instruction inside the constructor is always going to be what? Super. It will place the super keyword. We don't see, you don't see, I don't see, but if you are taking the compiler's eyes and you see it through the compiler's eyes, this is how the compiler is going to see. Okay, that's why I marked it in red in color. Super keyword. Okay, now the call is very simple. Okay, if you are creating an object, for example, if you want to call b obj equal to new b, we have discussed these things already. I am just giving it to you for the just for the recap. A b constructor we are calling. Okay, the control will be jumped to execute the b constructor, but the first instruction is super constructor, super call. Super means parent of B is here. Okay, so the call will be transferred to call the super class constructor. Again here the first instruction is super, means object class will jump to the parent class, object class. Inside the object class there is a constructor, there is a default constructor. It will be like this. but there are no statements, there is no super keyword, nothing will be there. The control flow is directly jumping from the child class constructor to the super class constructor, right? And super class constructor, I mean grandparent class constructor, and it is coming back. Okay, if you want to understand this programmatically, let me take a small program. Now you see the power of super keyword. If you get knocked out of this meeting room, please rejoin. It's not going to take much time. Okay. So I have a constructor. I have constructor A, integer a comma integer. I wantedly taking two arguments here. Right? Yes, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, a class constructor, or I can say that a con. Okay, this is class A. I have placed only one constructor. Let me place another constructor inside what? Inside class B. Okay, inside class B, I am placing another constructor, B constructor. Okay, this time what I am trying to do, I want to print something like bcon here. Okay, now let me I'm using a super keyword here. I'm passing values like 10, 20. Now you see the beauty of the constructor. Okay, now I am calling b obj equal to new. Just a constructor call. Okay, first let us try to get the output, then I will do the tracing. Okay, thank you for rejoining. Right, so shall we continue? My voice and my screen is good, right? Clear? Someone type something in the chat box. Are you able to listen? Okay. See what I was saying. So this is my code. Let us do the execution. Let us perform the compilation and the execution. Right. So the output is a con b con. Okay. So now see what is happening. Let me copy this code and paste it here. Okay. If you already listen to the constructor topics, I have mentioned it very clearly in the constructor topic. Okay, we have gone through a lot of programs over there. Someone has joined up. Okay. See now, see here we are using the super class constructor call. Okay, ideally, what we are doing it here. Okay, we have the main method, and the first instruction is object is being created. Okay, we are calling. Okay, we are calling what? Because of this new keyword, the object gets created. We will avoid all these things. Directly we will jump into the constructor. B constructor is getting called. Yeah, right. So B constructor is inside. Always it will be inside the class B. So this part needs to get executed. Needs to get executed. Look at the first instruction. What I am trying to do in the first instruction. Okay, super 10, 20 I am saying. Okay, super means just replace the super keyword with the super class name, which is what? A, 10, 20. That controller with the main thread will try to identify for the A class constructor that is accepting two integer values as an argument. Matching has been found here. There is a perfect match in the super class. Right? So this before completing executing this constructor has to get executed. Okay, but what the compiler is going to do before at the time of compilation, it will place the super keyword. That's the duty of the compiler. Okay, so now this is going to execute the object class constructor. So every class is going to extend to the object class. Okay, the control will jump to the object class constructor from here. Of course, there will be nothing inside the object class constructor. So ideally, the control has to come back. Okay, so this is typically the first call. So acon will be displayed in the console. Acon, right? After displaying this, the remaining part needs to be executed is what? Okay, the control has come back to the place it was in previously, right? So this beacon has to get displayed in the console. Right, that's why output is acon beacon. We are calling one constructor, but by using one constructor, we can do the constructor chaining by using super keyword. Actually, this concept is called as constructor chaining, which can be achieved by using super keyword. Okay, you can repeat this video, I think, in the constructors topic. Okay, in previously I have completely explained you about the constructors in constructor section. It was explained completely. You remember this topic, guys? Yes, no? Have you remembered? Everyone? We have gone through a lot of sessions. Darshini, everyone remember this topic? Krishna Prasad, Ratna is not sure. Ashwan, Darshini, I think you people might have, might have missed it. Repeat that once again. Okay, everything was explained perfectly there. Okay? So the moment you encounter super keyword can be utilized in instance variables to refer to instance variables, right? I mean, to refer to immediate parent class instance variables, to refer to immediate parent class instance methods, and to refer to immediate parent class constructor. That's it. We are done with the super keyword. We should be able to answer any question on top of super keyword in the future. Right? I have one more question, last question. Okay, before we conclude. This is the last question. Okay. Let's see whether it is applicable or not applicable. See, I am taking static variable, static integer a equal to 100. Okay, and again I am taking the same static variable, static integer a equal to 1000. Right? And I am taking I want to print system, create object for b obj equal to new b system dot out dot println. Let me void m1. Okay, very simple question. You may get this question in interview. System dot out dot println, right? And I want to print super dot here. Okay, so instead of calling this, I can call this obj dot m1. Very simple. I have class A, I have class B, I have two classes, and I have third class test class. I'm creating an object for class B. I'm calling m1 method, but m1 method internally is depending upon a variable, super dot a. I'm saying super dot a. Right? What is the output? Can anyone help me with this? Try. Do we get anything, or everyone says 100? Huh? Okay, let me run this. One minute. Okay, so this concept is also applicable for the static variables. The super and super keyword concept is also applicable for what? Applicable for static variables. So this is the ideal proof. I'm sorry, Java space test. Java space. 1000. So you might get a question like, okay, you have been dealing with the super keyword only with the instance variables, but what if you get a question like a static variable? Is this concept is this concept applicable to static variable or not? Yes, it is applicable, and this is the proof. This is the proof, right? So that's all about this. I think I have discussed all the combinations. I think that's all about this, guys. So we do not have anything to be discussed. You can wind